Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Bob Trade Genius, the 21st of November, and so couldn't get a video out yesterday. I had good intentions, but life overcame me. We had some really interesting weather here yesterday in SoCal, and had to attend to the ARC duties here. But today it's just gorgeous once again. And I was telling everybody that, hey, the market's up pretty good right now, and so my joke was, every avalanche starts with a snowflake, and now we kind of got a bit of a snowball here going, but we actually made a higher low here on the tail here. And 3 days in a row, a lot of people are looking for. There was an old saying, 4 days in a row is bearish. So I went ahead and I did some checking from the quant side, and they basically said that the probabilities of a fourth day are less than 4 and 10 times, so 40% chance. And if we gap up tomorrow, then we can expect maybe the move to be higher. And it's been very, very difficult to short this market. Every time price got out of this ribbon, it consolidated, and the longer term trend has remained intact, bullish. So it's going to have to break down, and for me to get interested short, because I've been burned too many times trying to catch these. Not so much on this run. I've been actually pretty good, but the last time we had these big moves in 2008, 2009 just took me to the cleaners. And I'm just going to be a little smarter this time around, and I'm just going to wait for it. And typically, what we'll see is that we should get a breakdown at some point here, relatively soon, and it could come down to this area here, which is a low volume area. I'll go out even farther, it makes it even more pronounced. And so this is looking back, basically 3 months, almost 4. And there's a low volume area here that we need to consider. And then here's a pretty strong shelf. So, the market could break down without violating its bull stance. To me, it's going to have to break down below, obviously, this point of control here for me to think anything more bearish, if you will, to drive this down further. So, so my expectation is I've been actually taking these lows here, and I've been just buying some SPY calls and just trying to ramp up. And I caught it a little bit today. I got out before it rolled back over again. So I'm just going to wait and see tomorrow. Fridays have been relatively strong of late, and they've been using these options to do it, but the VIX kind of has stalled out, and I'll show that to you in a second. And that's been its juice, and we're closing in on the end of the year here. So they're running into a short period of time here to sell this market off to generate some cap gains for 2020 budgets, and I think they'll probably try to do it. So my expectation is that if it breaks down, we probably won't get much lower than here at the very lowest, and then I think we can lift again, and that's when we have to watch whether this high gets taken out. I'm of the belief that this high probably is the high, but if we gap up tomorrow, then I think we probably could give lie to my prediction. So just keep an eye on that, and next week's a short week, so low volume, so unless they have a predilection to sell this market off, it's likely to grind higher. But here's the VIX on a daily, so if you look here, ever since the middle of October, we've been driving down. On average on the VIX, we're starting to get a little bit of a rounded bottom here, so we may do some spiking. Here's VXX, and that's just been brutal if you're trying to catch this thing long. but going in a little bit closer here, it's putting in a little bit of a maybe potential to a little cup and handle here. And if it pops over 18, we may get a move higher. But you know, I was just telling somebody yesterday, I'm just not too interested in shorting the VXX, which I like to do a lot, until we get the VIX back at least over 16, and I'd love to get it back over 20 so we get a pretty good trade out of it. But that's kind of where things sit right now. You know, we took some profit in some trades on the minor side. Well, they basically stopped us out. Good thing we moved our stops up, so we take profit, and I'm just being really careful right now in terms of looking for something, because I think this market needs to get healthy here with a correction before we can get really aggressive again. And you know, the market was grinding hard today to try to get positive, but they sold the miners off too. So I'm losing some of my hedges, other than just straight short SPY with SH, which we have as a hedge. Anyway, thanks for listening. I hope I didn't ramble on here, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. If I see anything interesting, I'll pop back in with another video. Bye-bye.